spaces. Welcome to our Lightworkers Meditation for Unity. If you're living in Australia at the moment, then you would know that there's been kind of changing of rules and moving of goalposts and things like that going on. And really, I guess that's kind of been the state of things from beginning to end, hasn't it? Like from when first COVID started to be known in the world, there's been a consistent changing of first narrative and then goalposts. And of course, that does have to do with information being revealed as we get to know the virus and all things connected with it. And then I think we can agree that there's been a single narrative that's come out of that, and that narrative hasn't changed. And it's a narrative rooted in fear, and it's a narrative rooted in divisiveness. And those things will lead to coercion or over-influence, using a gentle threat that isn't really so gentle but is framed gently, you know. I'm all about stuff that, I would say fuck that, you're all grown-ups. I want to be friends with everybody. I want everyone included. I think everybody has their right to personal sovereignty. And I think when we are genuinely in our personal sovereignty, genuinely living from a truth in our heart, then we are fitting in with the giant organism, ever moving, growing, evolving organism that is self, creator, and all of us, which are parts of that, all of creation, which is a part of that self. So one of the things I think we need to do, because it's demonstrated in lots of research that moving goalposts, keeping people unbalanced, is a way to influence them. And so I think what the imperative is for us here is to dig our roots in deeper. And I don't mean in a resistant, I am right, you are wrong way, but dig our roots deeper into the earth and into the core of what the truth is in our hearts, in each heart here, and connecting right through our being. That's what we're being called to do right now. Still living in accordance with your values, still living in accordance with your truth, but deeper roots in the earth, stronger cord or column connecting upward into the all that is. And I think continuously checking in with, okay, is this where I'm at? Is this where I'm at? It is important to speak up, to say what it is we disagree with. And I think the best way to do that is to keep talking about inclusion. We can use adversity as a means of healing and a means of transformation and a means of becoming stronger. And I think it all comes down to being authentic and courageous and finding like-spirited people who will hold you as you go through your adversity and engage with genuine inward transformation that blazes out through the whole of the soul. And I think that's what we have the opportunity to do with this, to utilize this adversity that we're experiencing as a means of cultivating our strength and strengthening networks of like-spirited people, people that you can trust to hold you. I feel like this is a group where that can happen, where the space is safe for you to be uncomfortable or upset or angry or off-center or afraid or any of the things that we all feel. We've all been feeling through this. And I would invite you to tap, if there's specific things you struggle with through this, into the chat box, and we can include that in the meditative part. Because if there's some things you're experiencing that are particularly challenging for you in terms of staying in your center and not wanting to engage with rage or not actually engaging with rage, if there's things like that, please tap into the chat box and I'd be happy to include them, because what one person speaks to, it will be in all of us. All those of you who are joining us for the first time, the way this works is it's a guided meditation brought through by the group, and it's a guided meditation that is a series of releases and affirmations. And the reason we do the releases is the premise for all of this is that all of creation, all that we each experience as reality, is a vast reflection of us as individuals and groups. And so if we, and as part of the human race, we are totally hooked into the human astral field, the field of beliefs and thoughts and memories and experiences and feelings. And so we do the cleaning on ourselves. And then we ask that blaze through the collective consciousness. We also spend a bit of time often disconnecting from some mass consciousnesses that don't really serve us. And then we affirm things, inclusivity, unity, love, and compassion above all other things. And we generally include a vision of how the world would look to each of us if there were no more barriers and no more separation and no more divisiveness and no more us and them. So there'll be a bit of visioning at the end. If you're new to the group, then I promise you I won't ask you to say anything that would give me or anyone else your power. I'm all about you having your power and using it. So we'll probably call some of it out of other places and away from other people and back from other times, your power, to now where you can use it as an internal strength. Make no mistake that what we do at an individual level, we're doing at a collective level as well. And we'll direct energy toward that specifically tonight. Okay, settle yourself down in a comfortable place. Let's get cracking. And closing down your eyes, bringing your awareness to the center of your chest. Good. And let your breaths be long and slow and outward. Your in-breath can be normal or shorter. You don't even have to put much attention in it because the in-breath will always take care of itself. The out-breath is where the power is. The out-breath is where the generosity is. The out-breath is where the giving of energy is. Beautiful. So really just relax into your breathing. And everything we've talked about will be attended to, and we'll ask that it is attended to in the clearest, easiest way. In that out-breath, with your awareness at the center of your chest, as you're breathing out, just appreciating your own courage and strength. And the courage and strength it takes to be the group that says, no, this is not okay. And this is the latest in a series where just about every group on earth has been marginalized, oppressed, attacked. Every single group. So just breathe, and it takes courage to be in that group. So just appreciating your own courage and strength. And then however it is you connect to, I'll call it creator or creatrix, I might call it divine or goddess or God, but that the oneness that pervades everything, including you, whatever you call that, however you connect with that, send love to it now with the out-breath. And knowing that that one is in you and all around you, let the love that comes with your out-breath go to inside you and all around you. Just keep giving in every out-breath, love, gratitude, awe. Beautiful. We're going to keep doing that in the out-breath, and in the in-breath, let us receive the love that comes back from divine in everything, including us. And just engaging with that loop of love, that all there is the creator of self and self. And that really the self that we think of as us each as individuals is like a finger on the hand of the creator self. As you breathe the love with the one that pervades everything, opening your hearts to the land beneath you, the country you're on, and I'm going to ask Anjani Devi if you would do an acknowledgement or a welcome to country. And I'm going to ask each of you, if you're in another country, to stretch back to the ancient ones before the concept of God out there, I'm in here, before the masculine paths. Stretch back to the ancient Brits, the ancient Celts, the Native Americans, ancient Africans, wherever you are. Thanks, Anjani Devi.
Thanks, Parvati. So everyone like to touch your hearts, connect with Parvati, Shakti Durga. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we live, work and play, and where I am is the Awabakal. We pay respects to our elders past, present and emerging. We also pay respects to the elders past, present and emerging of all other lands that share this land and all across the whole world. I welcome those here that are not from this country by birth. If you're on this country, this is your country. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Parvati.
Thank you, Anjani Devi. Okay, so really connecting to those ancestral roots in the country you're on. As Anjani Devi said, if you're on whatever country you are on, that's the country that you are with at the time. The country you are born in is your country too. So really feeling her beneath you, known by many names: Mother Earth, Nanginatya, Papatuanuku, Pachamama, Bhumi, Gaia, Terra, many names for many millions, billions of years of existence. Really connecting your lower chakras with her as your building home, wherever you are, dissipates into light around you, your vehicle, wherever you are. And we find ourselves in a unified space, a great wilderness classroom. At the center blazes a great fire that is eternal and is the symbolic presence of the oneness in everything, creatrix in everything. Sitting out from the clearing that we're in is an ancient, ancient, ancient forest. Many of these trees are forgotten to humanity. And cut through the wilderness are large paths in the four directions. Finding your place around the fire and acknowledging the original custodians, the ancient elders and ancestors that Anjani Devi acknowledged and called forth. Already here. As we call on the infinite absolute oneness that pervades all things. We call on Mother Earth, our mother, and the mothers of the kingdoms of nature We call on the elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And we call on the directions. We call on all of our spiritual teachers, gurus, rishis, sages, shaman, and priestesses. We call on our animal totems and the totems of our tribes. We call on the great wisdom of the tree of life. And we call on all of our souls and the spark, the I am within us. We call our teams of guides, teachers, and friends who love us unconditionally from the spiritual hierarchy on sun and moon, planets and stars. And we ask that we be firmly on the dreaming track of life on earth as a spiritual experience. We give thanks this evening for all healing, transformation, liberation, light, love, and power. We give thanks for the opportunity to play our part in an unfolding plan of peace. May each of us be surrendered to the path that is ours, the Dharma that is ours, and the purpose that is ours. Embracing all parts of humanity and all parts of creation as part of self. May we peel away illusion for ourselves and for the collective. And may we blaze more of our soul selves here on earth in service to the lifting of human consciousness and Mother Earth herself. In full faith, so be it. Add your so be it or your aho, your amen, women, whatever it is you say as yes, I agree to this. Your sacred yes. Beautiful. Take your place around the fire and feel the flavor of divine that you most relate to. And looking up to the great sky above, noticing the brightness of the stars, the twinkling of the stars, and then shift your awareness to the space between the stars, the living, inky, dark Shakti of Cosmic Mother. And just connecting with her. Good. And the brilliance of the stars above. Beautiful. Bring your awareness to the column of light that comes down through you from higher than the mind can go. This column goes down through you and penetrates the earth through the base of your spine and travels down through a chakra at the center of the earth. You've been developing this column of light for lifetimes. It started as a thread and has grown and has grown and has filled with more and more light with every life. Until now you yearn for that surrender into the oneness. The column of light begins to pour from somewhere above you with electric violet flame, a welding flash white with electric violet through it, neon purple. Let it pour down and saturate in through the top of your head, all through and around every cell of your body. Let it flood through your chakras, through your mind and through your feelings. Saturating everything. And repeat after me. I choose to dissolve and release the weight of the mass consciousness of the fear-based narrative from my body, mind, and energy field now. And take a deep breath of the violet flame in from above and flush it out through everywhere. Very good, very good, very good. And just as it did last time, a blue planet Earth descends from above the fire, and the fire shrinks itself enough to still be blazing and beautiful and warm and radiant, but to allow the earth to sit at our eye level or just above our eye level, above the fire. As the earth comes to settle there, the fire itself transforms into the sun. And it's as though the sun sits in the fireplace in the center of our circle with the earth above it. Beautiful. We ask that every release we do tonight multiply through this collective by 10 to the power of the number of people here. And may it penetrate and permeate the human astral field, dissolving away darkness, anger, agenda, control, confusion, fear. May we play our part tonight in clearing this as we also clear ourselves. All right, let that violet flame keep pouring down through us, knowing that you are creation. And say, I now choose to dissolve and release all hardened indignation that I've been carrying through this situation. I'm willing to dissolve it now. And breathing in and letting go through the solar plexus and all around the solar plexus. Right. Let the violet flame pour down from above and through the throat. And what if we say, I now ask that all of my judgment of the choices and decisions that people make in any area of life be transmuted into accurate perception and deepest compassion. I ask this in full faith. So be it. And pulling the violet fire down from above and breathing light in through the chakra between the eyebrows to the pineal gland. And then breathe out all through the throat and around the throat. Judgment sits here like hardened energy, like large blocks of energy. And if we believe something is right and wrong with no flexibility through it, then that stops us from shifting our consciousness. If we believe something is only right or only wrong, then it cultivates our indignation. So let's say that again. Say, I'm willing to give my judgment about the choices people make to the violet flame now, to be transmuted into compassion and accurate perception. Taking a deep breath in and letting go through the throat area. And say, I release all of the hardened energy of judgment and indignation. And I set myself free and others free too. Taking a deep breath of fire in from above, brilliant starlight in between the eyebrows, and breathing out through the throat and down through the sternum as well, all the way to the solar plexus, and breathing out through that whole area. It's as though symbolically it looks like a metal collar around the neck, hinged at the back, clipped at the front. And this has a metallic looking solid bar down through the sternum to the solar plexus and wraps around the body to the back of the solar plexus. Now that I've given you that description, say, as a conscious act of will, I choose to set myself free of the structures of judgment and indignation that would hold me back from being my whole self. And take a deep breath in, lots of fire, and breathing out where I said, around the throat, down the sternum, around the body at the solar plexus level. I'm going to chant for a moment. So just breathe it in. Essentially, what I'm going to say is that we ask that this consciousness structure, the one I've just described to you, which would cause us to be ill eventually, be destroyed by the fire of Shiva. And so I'll chant, let white fire pour into that device and dissolve it away. Be willing to give away your judgment. Be willing to give away any attachment to being right. Be willing to give away that if I'm not right, then I have to be wrong. And that if I am right, then someone else has to be wrong. What if we just gave all that up? Oh. Trayambakam yajamahe sukantim pushtivardhanam uvaru kamiva bandhanam mrityor mukshiyamamritat om Trayambakam yajamahe sukantim pushtivardhanam uvaru kamiva bandhanam mrityor mukshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Om. Breathing in the white fire and breathe it out all around the throat and the neck, down through the sternum to solar plexus and all around the body at solar plexus level. Very good. Nice work, team. Now that that's dissolving away, we're going to keep bringing that fire through that mantra and say, I invite Shiva's fire to dissolve and consume the roots of fear within me that cause unconscious reaction, clenching, lashing out, superiority, or any other unconscious reaction. I give the roots of fear to Shiva now. Beautiful. Really let the sound, breathe in the sound with the light as I'm chanting, breathing out all through the back of the head, the back of the neck, right down your spine and across the lower back. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukandim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukandim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukantim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukantim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukantim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukantim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Breathing in from above, the white fire out through the back of the brain. And if your flavor is other than Hindu, then Shiva would be like Zeus, or like the white hart, the great white stag in the Celtic tradition. It is a fiery transformation and pure consciousness. That's it, really letting it come in. The destruction, Shiva or Zeus's destruction, that gives way for creation of something more refined, something more open, something more peaceful. Good. Keep breathing that through. Say, I choose to release myself from all mass consciousness that seeks to silence or gag that which is different from the narrative. Take a deep breath in, and that white fire is going to keep coming. Breathe out through the back of the neck. That's good. Say, I dissolve and release in the holy white fire all structures that have buried anxiety within me, which reacts to the outer anxiety. Beautiful. Breathing that white fire in from above. Let it pour into you. Out through the throat, the gut, the belly. Good. And in from above, out through the brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. Dissolving all of the structures that would bury anxiety. Good. Beautiful. And say, I dissolve and release all connection to a mass consciousness that lacks respect or honor for that which is different. Take a deep breath in and disconnecting through the back of the neck, really unplugging. Let the white fire pull the roots of that out. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukantim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshihamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sukhantim pushtivardhanam Uvaru kamiva bandhanam Mrityor mukshiyamamritat Om Namah Shivaya. Breathe right through you. Beautiful. Breathing the white fire through the whole of your being, through the basin of your torso, your hips, right down your legs. That's it. Dissolve, 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 dissolve. All rejection of difference, all judgment of difference, all of those old and antiquated ways of approaching difference that do not belong in an age of Aquarius, that do not belong on a dreaming track of a spiritual world. Say, I'm ready to jettison that which is in me that I'm projecting onto others. Take a deep breath in and releasing through everywhere. Say, I choose to dissolve and release all of the structures of consciousness that I've had throughout this or any other lifetime. That would cause me to think, act, and speak from a self-serving agenda, from a controlling agenda, and from a forceful agenda. I dissolve and release that consciousness now. And breathing that white fire in from above, breathing it out through your whole being, through your energy centers or chakras, knowing that they are timeless and can connect you with any life you've ever had. So let the white fire flood through this life, but also back through time. We would have all, at some point in this or other lives, engaged in manipulation, control, force, self-servedness. We not only would have engaged in it as individuals, but we would have also participated in it as groups or governments or churches or secret societies. We've all been all things in order to get to so much light. We've had to travel much darkness and sleepfulness. That's not to say that we've fully woken up, because we so haven't. But those who contribute in this way as light workers, it is fair to say you've had many lifetimes where you've been through the darkness of this kind of consciousness that we're experiencing right now as oppression, control, force, threat. It's not new. It's been through all of our history, our own recent history here in Australia for the last couple of 100 years. In other places in the world for longer. It's been a history of thousands of years of control and oppression from one group to another in order to get what we want. So let's say that again. Say, I ask that the fire of Shiva dissolve and consume all structures of consciousness, thoughts and beliefs that I've carried in any lifetime, where I've had the agenda, I've been the controller, I've been the oppressor, I've been divisive, or I have imprisoned others. I ask that that be surrendered now. And just breathe that fire, white fire. Travels really fast. Breathe it down through you, intending that you breathe it from this moment back through all time, through every time you've ever been in a body on earth, through all your chakras, that any of that consciousness be dissolved. Om Namah Shivaya. Let it keep blaring back. That's right, it keeps going. Wherever I've threatened, wherever I've attacked, wherever I've fought, wherever I've battled. May the Shiva fire flood there now and dissolve the consciousness that gave rise to that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Excellent. And seeing it kind of as a spacious thing going back, that there's space where there was a something before. Let's now ask that the spirit of forgiveness flood through us and back through time to any person or place, time or event where I was the persecutor, the controller. I ask that the spirit of forgiveness fill that now. And thinking of how oppression sucks. We don't like feeling that way. So if you want to say you're sorry, repeat after me. Say, I truly, humbly, and deeply apologize for all pain and suffering that I've created in the lives of any other person or sentient being. For any pain or suffering that I've created for Mother Earth, or to my own soul, through control and oppression. And just breathing in from above and flooding out through your heart. And we ask that mercy flood through every single one of us in our apology, that mercy flood back through time, through this and other lifetimes where we've consciously or unconsciously manipulated in accordance with our own agenda. Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. Father, have mercy. Jagadambe eleison, Jagadambe eleison, Jagadambe eleison, Jagadambe eleison. Cosmic Mother, have mercy. We ask that all chains now dissolve away. All imprisonments and prisons now dissolve away. Throughout our pasts, may the metaphoric, symbolic, and physical prisons all be dissolved from this moment back through time. Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. Jagadambe Elezon, 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 Jagadambe Elezon. And Cosmic Mother would never hold back mercy. Feel her pour it in and through you and through your history to anyone we've ever caused suffering, oppression, imprisonment, who we've manipulated, no matter how mild, no matter how horrifically. May the mercy of the Cosmic Mother, which is pouring right now through us as like a rainbow light pouring out of the spaces between the stars, let it pour through you and just say, I forgive myself, I forgive myself, I forgive myself. For any time that I wasn't as awake as I am now. For any time I wasn't as compassionate and kind or understanding. Take a deep breath in from above. Let the energy flood through the heart as you breathe out and let it wash back over you. Beautiful. And now just say, I easily release all the fear, all the anger, all the rage and the conflict. And let that rainbow light wash through you. Let it wash those emotions that you've been feeling. We've all been feeling. Let them be flushed with the rainbow light of the Cosmic Mother's mercy. Really letting go. If you've got pain anywhere in your body, breathe that cosmic light in from above and breathe out through the center, wherever you have the pain. Let your intuition guide you if there's there's many places you want to breathe out of. But I would highly recommend you let it wash through the heart and let it wash away the fear and the anger. And then we also ask that this wash away the grief. The grief for those who've had to leave jobs that they loved. The grief of those who weren't in a position to be able to make that choice. The grief of those who are mourning the loss of anything, of loved ones, of freedom, of work, of security. Let the vast grief that humanity feels for the loss of the humans that have been dying over these last 2 years. Let your grief that the world or humanity, not the world, not Nangi Natya, but humanity has reached this place. Know that you're helping humanity by letting the rainbow light wash through you. And know that you are joined by every being that we called in this inner plane wilderness space. And let go, let go, let go. That's it. For those of you particularly feeling grief right now, we are holding you. All of the ancestors here are holding you. For those feeling fear, we are holding you. For those feeling anger, we are holding you. Give what you can to the rainbow light and feel the rest. It's going to pass. Just let it flow through you. Flowing right through you. That's it. Giving all conscious and unconscious separation from creation as much as we can. Give it to the rainbow light. That's it. And looking to the earth above the sun that was the fire in front of us, taking a beautiful deep breath in and feeling your own self filled with rainbow. Breathe it out and send it into any darkness around the planet, where there is misinformation, where there is control, where there is agenda and narrative, where there is oppression, where there is violence because of this attack. May the rainbow light shine through the darkness, shine through the misinformation. May the high vibration of the rainbow light transmute the weight of the single oppressive narrative. And may the bringing of light into this disable structures around our planet. May it disable the structures that would keep any human asleep. May there be a great awakening, not only about this, but may there be a true great awakening, and that is to a spiritual world, a world of connectivity, of participation. That's the great awakening we seek. May it happen as much as it can through these events happening right now. We ask that the structures that are being utilised, the structures of consciousness that are being utilised to keep people asleep, be destroyed. Wherever karmically possible, may the structures that would oppress and divide be dissolved. That's it. Just keep sending the rainbow light, tons of it. It's pouring down through you. There's an infinite source from the cosmic mother, and it's still mercy, but there's a joyousness in it. Feel your roots naturally going deeper into the ground. Feel the rainbow light making you stronger and stronger in terms of your connection with Mother Earth beneath, Father Sky above, sun and moon, planets and stars, creatrix of all that is. That's it. Really let the rainbow light strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. Everything is a part of creation. Everyone is a part of creation. Everything is a part of creation. How can we lift the vibration that creation becomes more harmonious? And I mean that in all kinds of terms. As creation becomes more harmonious, then there are less swings of extremes, whether they're pandemics, earthquakes, challenges in life. The more into harmony we become, the more harmony there is. Beautiful. May all misinformation and all disinformation that is causing people to make choices other than what's in their hearts be dissolved by the light of love and compassion and the mercy of Cosmic Mother. Beautiful. Just see the rainbow light really dissipating everything around the planet. See it go to the country of your choice, transforming government, transforming business, transforming life. Really see it going into governments all over the world, organizations all over the world, and that there is a mass awakening. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Hold a vision in your mind's eye of the world at peace and in oneness. And by the world, I mean humanity with the world and all of creation. That the relationship has been fully restored. And that organizations, countries, families, communities, nations, and humanity is organized in accordance with a baseline of loving compassion and inclusiveness, that everything is part of creation. That's the baseline. See rainbow light pouring into your vision and really see it, really see it. Get your vision as strong as you can. People of all colours, creeds, ages, genders, belief systems, spiritualities, economic. See, everyone has food. Everyone is cared for by everyone else. Because we're on a spiritual world dreaming track, life becomes about self-realization. That's it. We lift out of that other triangle that has food, clothing, shelter at the bottom, and self-actualization becomes our baseline. Really see that. No one is wanting for anything, because love and compassion, self-actualization is our baseline. And so with that as a thing, everyone is cared for. Really see it in your mind's eye. And remember, right now you have your vision times 10 to the power of 37. That's how many, well, there's 37 screens open. There's more than one person in a lot of screens. So we have like your vision times 10 to the power of 45. That's a lot of 45 zeros on the end. So breathing your vision right now, breathe in through the Ajna chakra between your eyebrows, your mind's eye. Breathe in through there to your central pillar, your column, and send the vision down, 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 down through your column of light and into Mother Earth, to beneath her surface, to the mycelium network. This is a network of intelligence that is responsible for the entire communication system of our planet. Every plant, every animal, every human is dependent on this system. It is the communication network. So send your vision down into the network of single cell white mycelium threads. There's literally millions of kilometers of them beneath your feet. That's it, sending the message into the mycelium and seeing Mother Mycelium pick it up and carry it throughout every bit of mycelium around the planet. Beautiful. And see people waking up and knowing, oh, children don't need this vaccination. We don't need to keep getting booster shots. Everyone's entitled to freedom. Let's live with hearts wide open and full of compassion. Mass awakening, mass awakening, mass awakening. Beautiful. Bring your awareness back up from the mycelium kingdom and to yourself, and being in our wilderness classroom again and being with the elders. And just connecting with them. And so I'm going to play the same song I played last time toward the end. Really holding your vision. And when they sing in this, of the ones who circle around the fire, it's the elders we're with when this song is sung.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep,
by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in
love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. And just being with the peace of it, I'm perceiving massive light everywhere and the souls of many children joining us. And so I feel guided to say that we as a collective, through our combined intention, ask that the souls of those children that have joined us here right now be protected, be fully protected by Cosmic Mother, that they be held in light and in love, and that the pure spirits of each and every one of them be able to be seen, honoured, respected, and cherished, held sacred, and raised in peace. In full faith, so be it. Beautiful. And so just kind of checking out the company here in the Wilderness Classroom and sending you deep gratitude everywhere. To the ancient elders from all of the continents, and to the elders of this continent for their wise work a couple of decades ago, shifting dreaming tracks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May we continue on with that work by continually growing in light ourselves and by joining together in community, in love and compassion, to help bring light to humanity in the world. May we live into the truth of our hearts and the peace in our hearts and play our part dharmically and with purpose in the world. Through divine grace, aho, aho, aho. And we give thanks to the elders, to the divine, by all of your names. And I felt a whole lot of names come in with this group tonight. It was fabulous. To the spiritual teachers, gurus, rishis who guide us all, the great masters from the inner plane, and the blessed ones who are here in the physical as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. To Mother Earth, thank you. May our relationship be restored faster than we could imagine in the most beautiful, easy and graceful ways. May we all hold strong, rooted deeply into you, Nangi Natya. And may we blaze with the light of 1,000 suns and 1,000,000 moons in service to humanity and the divine plan. So just engage with that breath of love again, breathing the love out to divine in everything, including you, and breathing it back in from divine in everything, including you. And as you do, we say goodbye to the Wilderness Classroom and our homes. The walls that were around us earlier coalesce back into apparent solid nature. And you can bring your awareness all the way back into your body and wriggle your fingers and toes. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. Namaste. Or blessed be, depends where you're from. Keep up the good work, team. Mwah. Be love. Bye. Bye.